Our colleagues earlier had the opportunity to chat to Mr. Stan Mathabatha. Let's take a listen into what developed there.
We currently still reconciling our figures, but we're expecting about 643 that has been approved. Looking at the BGMs that went through, we are at 500 and something.
And looking at the processes that are going on now, which is verifying things, what is your reaction to all of this verifying instructions, holding the conference back?
It's in the nature of conference, conferences of the ANC. In fact, this nowadays is no longer the ANC. The back has caught almost all the organizations. You see what is happening in the DA also. It's in the nature of conferences that you'll have this kind of challenges when it comes to credentials, because conferences are won at that level.
Now, in terms of supporting a presidential nominee, Limpopo strongly supports CR17 camp.
Absolutely.
Yesterday,
no. We don't say, we don't support CR17. We support Cyril Ramaphosa.
Well, thank you. Well, you support Cyril Ramaphosa, Deputy President, currently. Now, yesterday, the ANC chairperson, Ms. Balekambete, actually came out and said that she herself actually endorses Cyril Ramaphosa, and we know that she was actually running as a presidential, candidate. What do you have to say about that?
Well, Comrade Baleka is a very experienced leader of the African National Congress. If you heard what the president had to say yesterday when he was talking about the 7 candidates, he was saying that all of them, you look at them here, each one of them given a chance will make a very brilliant president. That is how rich in terms of content the African National Congress is. When an experienced leader such as Baleka says that, then it tells you that you are on the right course. So I feel vindicated as a leader of a province that has about more than 80% of its membership saying that they support Cyril Ramaphosa.
Which is good. But now here comes a situation where we are here and there are allegations of corporate participation in the elective processes of the ANC, such as people paying for delegates, people booking hotels for delegates. That sort of thing amounts to some form of bribery, some form of corruption of the process. Do you have a reaction to this? Because the rumors are flying all over the place.
Well, I don't have evidence to that, but such rumors really must be disturbing to any responsible leader. If indeed there is such a thing happening, I'll be very worried about it. I guess the leadership of the African National Congress, which is congregated in this conference, will have to reflect on that and do something about it, if really there is evidence about it.
And you are one of those provinces that had a reasonably smooth process to put its house in order and to get here. But others have been going to court, and of course this situation that we're in is largely to those that have been barred from coming, and now things because of court annulments and so on. And President Zuma last night suggested that people who take the ANC to the courts should actually be just expelled. What is your reaction to that?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say I disagree with the president or I agree with the president. But as you would notice, we have had resolutions taken as the African National Congress in 2007 Polokwane and 2012 in Mangaung. But because of the nature of our democracy in South Africa, it was very impossible to implement such resolutions. Because we are a constitutional democracy, you can't bar people from taking you to court if they are aggrieved. So we need to come up with a mechanism that will make it a point that the African National Congress is able to resolve its problems internally rather than taking them to court or taking them to any other third party. But at the same time, we must also analyze the reason why we are being taken to court. Because if we were doing things right, then we wouldn't wait for the court to tell us, to come and tell us, you should have done this thing in this particular way. Why didn't you do it in that particular way? And we are unable to account for that. We need to ensure that our branches are run in a very seamless way. We need to ensure that our BGMs, when we convene BGMs, we do what we are expected to do ordinarily. We don't wait for the court to tell us No. You are supposed to run this BGM in this particular fashion according to your own constitution. We are not supposed to do that.
Now, one of the sub-themes when the president was speaking, the outgoing president was speaking yesterday about, corruption and corporate corruption, he mentioned media, the role that media has been playing in trying to influence politics, and how sometimes politicians themselves take to the media to vent issues that could actually have been vented internally. What's your comment on that?
That is very wrong. That is ill-discipline to the best. I would say that is ill-discipline. That's a simple answer to that. Because the problems of an organization, if you are a leader, you have issues in the ANC. Let's resolve those issues in the ANC. Let's debate issues. And if you are persuaded to depart from your opinion, accept it, that you have been persuaded, you have been defeated at the level of ideas, and then you respect what the collective decision or the